everyone. So today we will start our biology chapter, which is life processes. It is one of the most important chapter in class 10 science. So let's start and we will understand what are the important topics. So we will start with the definition of life processes. So let's select the pen and we can start. So our chapter name is life processes. So life processes means all the important activities or the processes that are essential for our body. जो भी हमारे बॉडी के लिए ज़रूरी सारी प्रोसेसेस होती हैं ताकि हमारी बॉडी अच्छे से फंक्शन कर सके, तो उसे हम कहते हैं लाइफ प्रोसेसेस. So if we go through the definition of it, we can say that life processes is a collective term used for all the processes which are essential for living organisms to maintain their life. So there are four important processes that are important for human beings as well as the animals to survive, that are nutrition, respiration, transportation and excretion. So we will understand these all four processes in this chapter, but today we will start with the first process, that is nutrition. So when we hear the word nutrition, what does come in our mind? The first word comes in our mind is food. So how we get the food and how we make the energy into how we convert the simple organic nutrients into simple raw materials uh, into food. So let's understand the first word, nutrition. Nutrition means intake of food and converting them into smaller molecules so that our body can easily absorb them. न्यूट्रिशन एक ऐसी प्रोसेस है जिससे हम अपने फूड को छोटे छोटे पार्ट मॉलिक्यूल्स में ब्रेक कर सकते हैं और उसके बाद हमारी बॉडी उसे इजीली अब्जॉर्ब कर सके. सो हाउ कॉम्प्लेक्स फूड is converted into simple foods, we will understand this in this chapter. So the second important process is respiration. रेस्पिरेशन का मतलब होता है कि जैसे हम फूड इनहेल करते हैं और उससे उससे एनर्जी रिलीज़ करते हैं. सो इसे कहते हैं रेस्पिरेशन. इट इज़ अ प्रोसेस विच रिलीजेस एनर्जी फ्रॉम फूड absorbed by the body. The third process is transportation. Transportation is the process where circulation of water, oxygen and waste material are carried from one part of our body to the another. ट्रांसपोर्टेशन एक ऐसी प्रोसेस है जिससे वाटर, ऑक्सीजन और वेस्ट मटेरियल हमारी बॉडी में एक पार्ट से दूसरे पार्ट में कैरी फॉरवर्ड होते हैं. फोर्थ प्रोसेस इज एक्सक्रीशन. Excretion is the process by which waste material is removed from the body. Like we urinate and we defecate. So this is the process of excretion which is essential for our body. For example, जैसे हम अपने घर की रोज़ सफाई करते हैं तो सफाई करते हैं और गंद पड़ जाता है, रोज़ ही हमें साफ़ करना पड़ता है. इसीलिए एक्सक्रीशन भी उसी तरह से इम्पॉर्टेंट है हमारी बॉडी के लिए ताकि हमारी बॉडी अच्छी से रह सके. सो all the life processes that we have understood till yet, for example nutrition, respiration, transportation and excretion, they all are interconnected. One cannot be performed without the another one. So all the life processes are interconnected with one another. So next question which comes to our mind is, why is nutrition necessary? न्यूट्रिशन ज़रूरी क्यों है हमारी बॉडी के लिए? सो देखते हैं. Nutrition is necessary because of three reasons. It helps in the growth. It helps in the growth of the body. It helps in the maintenance of the body, and it helps in overall survival of the body. So due to these three reasons, nutrition is essential for our body. Next topic is types of nutrition. सो हमारे पास दो तरह के न्यूट्रिशन है, ऑटोट्रॉफिक न्यूट्रिशन एंड हेटरोट्रॉफिक न्यूट्रिशन. Autotrophic nutrition is that type of nutrition in which the plants and some algae are uh, independent on their own, and they make their own food with the help of chlorophyll, which is the green pigment present in the plants. And by the process of the photosynthesis, they use the sunlight, carbon dioxide, water, and they use the chlorophyll to produce glucose and oxygen, which is necessary for us. और ये होता है सिर्फ plants में. On the other hand, there is heterotrophic nutrition, in which human beings and the animals are dependent indirectly or directly on plants and animals for their food. For example, human beings and animals. Now we can take an example, like if there is a there is a plant and then there is a deer, or we can say hen, we can say hen, and then there is man. Just a minute. Plant, then there is hen, plant, hen, and then man. So hen will take its food from plant, that is independent on the plant for their food, and man will eat hen, that is directly dependent on hen but indirectly dependent on the plant. So yes, there are two types of nutrition, autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. In autotrophic nutrition, the plants produce their own food and are independent. On the other hand, there is heterotrophic nutrition, in which animals and human beings are dependent on plants for their nutrition. So heterotrophic nutrition is also of three types, that is saprophytic, parasitic, and holozoic. So let's understand these three types of heterotrophic nutrition. So first is saprophytic. Saprophytic are those animals, or we can say organisms, that derive their food from dead and decay organisms, from the dead, that जो ऑलरेडी मर चुके हैं और उनसे वो अपना फूड obtain करते हैं. इसकी एग्जांपल्स हैं फंजाई एंड बैक्टीरिया. Fungi and bacteria. Second is parasitic. Organisms, these are those organisms that derive their food from host, but they do not kill them. Like in saprophytic nutrition, the organism from which the food is being derived is already killed. But in parasitic mode of nutrition, the organism from which the food is being derived is not killed, it's alive. So the examples are lice and mosquitoes. जैसे mosquitoes survive having by feeding the blood of human beings. So yeah, it's an example of parasitic. And third is holozoic. Holozoic nutrition, in which the organisms eat solid foods. For example, human beings and animals. Now holozoic organisms are of three types. Herbivores जो घास फूस खाते हैं. सेकंड इज कार्निवोर्स जो सिर्फ एनिमल्स खाते हैं. और थर्ड omnivores जो both plants and animals consume करते हैं, for example human beings. Now let's understand the process of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is a process by which green plants convert the raw materials into their food using a green pigment called chlorophyll in the presence of sunlight. बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट एक बात है कि जो फोटोसिंथेसिस है वो सिर्फ सनलाइट की प्रेजेंस में ही हो सकती है. सो कीपिंग इन माइंड. और जो रॉ मटेरियल्स हमें चाहिए होते हैं वो होते हैं कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, वाटर, सनलाइट एंड क्लोरोफिल. बाय प्रोडक्ट्स जो बनते हैं फोटोसिंथेसिस प्रोसेसेस में वो होते हैं ग्लूकोज, उसका फार्मूला है C6H12O6 एंड ऑक्सीजन इज रिलीज्ड. This is the reaction which we write in the question if we got. This is the reaction and it is very important question for CBSE boards. So let's understand the two main steps of photosynthesis. The steps of photosynthesis take place in two parts, that is the light reaction. One is light reaction and the other one is dark reaction. So we can easily understand from the name itself that one step takes place in the light and another step takes place in the dark. So let's see. Absorption of light by chlorophyll. जो क्लोरोफिल है वो ऑब्जॉर्व करती है लाइट को और उसको लाइट एनर्जी को कन्वर्ट करती है केमिकल एनर्जी में, जो कि स्प्लिट कर देती है फिर वाटर एंड हाइड्रोजन एंड ऑक्सीजन. वाटर को हाइड्रोजन और ऑक्सीजन में स्प्लिट कर देती है और इसे कहते हैं लाइट रिएक्शन. और जो डार्क रिएक्शन है उसमें होता है कि जो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड है वो ब्रेक हो जाती है कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स में, जो होती है एनर्जी ग्लूकोज. So these are the two steps of photosynthesis. Let's understand the another important topic, that is stomata. Stomata. Let me select a pen so that we can understand. Stomata. So this is the diagram of stomata. We can see it is a bean-like structure, and these bean-like structures are the guard cells. These green circles are chloroplasts, and these two white circles are nucleus, and this part is stomata, the inside part is stomata. So where are these stomata present? These are present on the surface of the leaves of the green plants. These are present on the surface of the leaves. So leaves contain small openings. There are small openings on the leaves जिसको हम कहते हैं स्टोमेटा, जो कि हेल्प करते हैं एक्सचेंज ऑफ गैसेस में कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड एंड ऑक्सीजन. Carbon dioxide and oxygens are exchanged. Okay. Now, stomata is surrounded by guard cells which helps in the opening and closing of the stomatal pore. जो गार्ड सेल्स हैं वो हेल्प करते हैं स्टोमेटा को ओपनिंग एंड क्लोजिंग में. गार्ड सेल्स also have chloroplasts. Now let us understand the closing and the opening of the stomatal pores. So when guard cells are swollen in water, जब guard cells पानी से भरे होते हैं and they bulge out and they open out and they open their pores, carbon dioxide enters the plant. Carbon dioxide plants में एंटर हो जाती है और ऑक्सीजन और वाटर वेपर्स बाहर निकल आते हैं जिससे कि स्टोमेटल पोर्स जो हैं वो ओपन हो जाते हैं और ये प्रोसेस होती है ड्यूरिंग द डे ओनली. This is why the amount of oxygen in the air is at the most during the daytime. Now, when the guard cells lose the water, when guard cells lose the water, when guard cells lose the water and shrinks, and वो मतलब पानी उनमें से निकल जाता है तो वो shrink हो जाते हैं, तो वो बंद हो जाते हैं and इससे जो stomatal opening है वो close हो जाती है. Then there is no entry of carbon dioxide inside. कोई भी कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड अंदर नहीं आ पाता और ऑक्सीजन कोई बाहर नहीं जाता, बहुत ही कम अमाउंट में बाहर आती है. इसलिए ये प्रोसेस होती है नाइट में एंड इसलिए कई बार कहा जाता है कि हमें नाइट में वहाँ नहीं जाना चाहिए, रात को वहाँ नहीं जाना चाहिए जहाँ पर बहुत सारे ट्रीज हों. Now let's understand how holozoic organisms obtain their nutrients. So these are the four main important steps that holozoic organisms have to perform in order to obtain the nutrient. So first is ingestion, taking the food in. Second is digestion, breakdown of complex food into simpler molecules. The third process is assimilation, absorption of the food particles and utilizing the energy. The last one is digestion, excretion of the waste materials so that our body can feel light. So first we will understand the nutrition in amoeba. So amoeba is a single cell organism. जैसे ही इसने ये फूड पार्टिकल को देखा, ये गया इसकी तरफ और इसने सूडोपोडिया इज ए फिंगर लाइक स्ट्रक्चर जिसकी वजह से ये अपना पार्टिकल कैच करता है और एनगल्फ करता है अपनी तरफ. तो इसके बाद फूड वैक्यूल में चला जाता है फूड. इसके बाद एब्जॉर्प्शन और एसिमिलिएशन होती है फूड की इसके अंदर. फिर इसके बाद वेस्ट मटेरियल को एग्जेशन की मदद से अमीबा बाहर निकाल देता है. So this is also very important question. Important from the exam point of view. So this was for today. We understand the four important main processes of life: transport, nutrition, respiration, transportation and excretion. We understand the nutrition in plants and holozoic organisms. In next class, we will understand nutrition in human beings. So for today, that's it. Goodbye and keep subscribing and liking my channel.